When did we first start measuring blood pressure in humans? So blood pressure is a vital, right? But it wasn't actually until 1733 when someone measured the blood pressure in an animal. That was done by an English clergyman by the name of Stephen Hales. A clergyman who had a particular scientific bent, particularly interested in understanding and measuring fluid pressures, and originally worked on botany, studying plant respirations. Then he turned to living creatures and wanted to measure their blood, which provoked some controversies, which we'll get to. So Stephen Hales put a brass pipe connected to a glass tube into a horse's artery of their leg and measured the blood, and the blood pressure of the blood rose precipitously above the horse. He said it rose 8 feet and 3 inches above the left level of the left ventricle. The horse is lying down, I'm guessing tied down. No word if the horse survived or not. He also noted the pressure changed with the heartbeat. He recognized larger animals tended to have higher blood pressure compared to smaller animals. He also recognized that arteries have higher pressure than veins. These things are very important discoveries in basic physiology. He wrote all this down and published it in the page turner called Hemostatics. Measured blood pressure in humans did not take off for another century when non-invasive tests like the grandfather of the sphygmometer appeared in 1855, which was refined over the couple decades. Otherwise, people have been very much less inclined to go to their primary care doctor and have a routine blood pressure check while they inserted a brass lance into the radial artery and hooked it up to a 9-foot glass tube. So thankfully, we now have non-invasive means of measuring blood pressure. A side note, remember how Thomas Hales did all these experiments on live animals? We might think, well, this is the 1700s. People were just okay with animal cruelty, but it turns out this isn't so. A poet named Thomas Twining and Alexander Pope, which you may have heard of, publicly said that Dr. Hales is a barbarian because of what he did to the animals for his studies. Thomas Twining even wrote a poem about Hales' barbarity, which I will now recite. Green Teddington's serene retreat for philosophical studies meet, where the good pastor Stephen Hales weighed moisture in a pair of scales. To lingering death put mares and dogs and stripped the skins from living frogs. Nature he loved, her work's intent to search for something to torment. So although he made enormous advances in our understanding of physiology, people are still pretty pissed off that he tortured animals. So if you want to hear more, take a listen to Mechanism of Action. We've got a great episode.